Home to Hollywood stars, the chic neighborhood of Beverly Hills is full of huge houses and well-watered lawns. But faced with a record drought, California's governor has called on everyone to cut water consumption by 25%. And because Beverly Hills currently uses much more than the average amount, residents here are being asked to make even bigger reductions.
I think 35% is a very aggressive goal. There's no doubt about it. I am worried about what we're going to have to implement to hit that target. But I think that the state is justified in its concern about water.
Among the measures being considered is a limit on watering gardens to just twice a week, with fines for those who disobey. Similar rules have already cut water use in other California towns, and some argue utility companies should go further.
We need to raise rates for water use, especially for the higher water users. One question that I think has a moral dimension is just because you have more land, does that entitle you to use proportionally more water? Because in the end, at this point, the water that people put on their grass is the water they and us will not be able to drink in the next several months.
In the face of the longest drought on record, some have already started to make changes, like this gardener who's using less thirsty plants.
We're planting fewer flowers like impatiens now, for example, because they're very shallow rooted, so they dry out very quickly. We don't plant flowers like that anymore because they need too much water.
But changes like this remain the exception in a town not used to cutting back.
Beverly Hills does have larger yards, a lot of landscaping. In the past, water has been very plentiful. It is a huge culture change and way of thinking that we need to change with our citizens, and I think that's common across Southern California. Thinking about how to do it differently and how to look differently, and it'll be a challenge.
It's looking like a challenge that's not going away anytime soon. While there have been occasional showers, California will need a long and heavy wet season to officially declare an end to its drought.